Today we're covering the motor mounts and motor mount design and fabrication and the various items that are available in your toolbox for you to help you design your own, especially when you're dealing with something that's not a quite conventional. You know, let's throw a Chevy small block or LS into the Camaro or whatever. This, you know, with our project, we're throwing an industrial motor, and we're wanting to keep it an industrial motor. What I mean by that is that I plan to eventually put the compressor back on the side. So I can't even use some of the Cummins swap stuff that's available on the market for the side plates, because the side plates are where the compressor will be mounting to. So, without further ado, we'll start from the front and work our way back. Okay, so on the front here, we've got the Ford F70 front yoke here. Now, I didn't really like this when I got it because I didn't realize there were slots here that would allow travel. I figured out that even Cummins on their marine models said that you can run, you know, a 5 points. And I'm going to use this as an extra support and also as a limit. And when we get to the jack shaft, I will explain why I'm using it as a limit for the surge travel that you get when you got a load or whatever. So now we'll go to the front mounts. On the front mounts, before, when I was running the new process 205, I had to mount it really, really low. And when I did that, I could not run the M135 M211 front motor mounts. Now that it's going to be higher, I have got all sorts of opportunities here. So anyway, I did modify it. I had to drill the hole a little bit bigger for this. And also I shortened it a little bit, like 1/4 of an inch. Also, on the top one, I'm going to be using the smaller, lower M35 mounts for the front, but I had to modify them. This interfered with the curve going down, so I had to trim it a little. And then on the underside it was narrower, so I trimmed it on both sides. And then, like I said, it's a slam dunk. I actually have from the truck the lower mount, and I'm just going to transfer punch this into a piece of angle iron and I'll put a reinforcement in it, and the dishes are done. It would have been nice if we could have used the original, which is a pretty beefy joint in itself, but I figure, you know, it's hard enough to get into surplus right now. How about in 10 more years for something that was made in 1950? You know, that's 70 years old. People aren't going to stock it, so if it isn't already made, you're not going to get it. On the back mounts, I'm either going to get some more of these M35 lower mounts, or I'm going to use these from the unknown Peterbilt that I told you about in the last video. Either way, I've got that. Now, what we got here is this is from the Ford F750 again. So, of course, I'm not going to be running this, but I used this and I transfer punched it so that I got this mount, and I'm cutting this out today. Another thing is, this motor's still got to come up just a little bit more in the back, but my design is already done on this one also, just like the front is a slam dunk, is because of this starter. Now, for you guys that are just doing it, you know, just getting the parts right now, don't do what I do. Go ahead and get this motor mount, like the front one there, is pretty much a slam dunk also. You've got certain things that are in your way. I can only go so far because of the starter mount is right here. Okay? So that dictates this Also, on the other side, I've got the lever for the clutch release. And so that dictates that length. So I'm building that, and then when I get it level, I'll be building the mount for inside the frame. Okay? But as it is now, this rear is going to come up some, and the front's going to come up some more. Now, the transfer case is not in its final position yet. Thanks to M35, M37, M35 on Steel Soldiers, he kindly went out and measured his M35A3 to get the length that his jack shaft is. I'm not getting the same travel as that, so, you know, he gave me a couple suggestions to look at, and we're going to look at that, but for the most part, this should be almost 6 inches from the U-joint center to center. So, needless to say, you know, we're looking at 4 right now, so it's got to come back 2 more inches still. Another thing that I really suggest that you guys do, and this is, you know, because the internet and the internet searches are getting worse and worse because they're only looking for the people that are giving them money. You're getting a harder and harder time to find things. So when you do find things, go ahead and print it out. And this is the most excellent one that I've got, that I found. And it's a Spicer manual. You know, Spicer is the one that makes the best U-joints in the world. And I try and use Spicer anytime I can. You know, it's just it's just dependable. And, you know, if you're going to break something, you're going to really be doing something wrong to break the Spicer part, especially if you design the right performance and the right specs into it. Excuse me. But anyway, the manual that you're going to look for is Spicer driveline installation, and it's going to give you all your angles that you're going to do for vibration and the longevity of their joints. They have a vested interest in helping you design a system that will last and perform well for you. Again, that's Spicer driveline installation. Our next video will show you what, you know, close to the finished product as far as all the mounts go, and our placement of our transfer case. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. It helps us out. See you next time.